but we are back now. You were telling us about the end of the Mage Shaman era. I'll take this opportunity for a question, Geranium. Do you think Mage and Shaman are really gone post mini-set?
Well, I think that Shaman definitely still has a place. That being one of the better decks into sort of the third and fourth decks. I think that it struggles a bit against some of the things that Druid and Rogue can do, but there's still variety in people's lineups. So we're going to see maybe Shaman come out versus the other decks. Mage, however, I think is a bit weirder. I've seen Secret Mage get floated around as sort of an idea against the Mill Druids, just as an aggressive option. But
Fair. Anyone else has anything to comment about this match, about the state of basically the meta, anything Mage and Shaman in the meta, anything they want to talk here before we move on to our second legacy match?
I do want to push back a little bit on the surprise to see Warrior. I personally brought Warrior this week. I really like it because Mining Rogue it's a deck you can most likely expect to see. At least last week it was. And its only unfavorables were into Druid, and if you were planning on banning Druid or your Druid getting banned, there was only a couple like niche 50-50s that like beat it consistently, those being Control Warrior and like Highlander Hunter, I believe, was like 51-49 over it pre-patch. So if you're building a lineup that expects to ban Druid and leave a Rogue up, I think it makes a lot of sense to bring Warrior.
Fair. Anything else anyone wants to say about this one? All right, let's take a look at our second legacy match of the night. We're going to talk about Dead Legend facing the standard THL Degenerates. And Geranium is going to take a look at this one for us.
of course, Dead Legend faced off against the THL standard THL Degenerates, and ended up tying, which is something we always love to show off on the show. Standard THL Degenerates now have a 2-2-2 record, which is awesome to see. But yeah, that comes with Memnarch taking a 3-1 victory. King Viking 23 going to game 5 over Dr. Bombay. Pescatarian took a game 5 win over Electric Sheep City. Geldart took the 3-1 over Risen, and then finally Saku with the sweep in order to make it a tie. This is two of the standout legacy teams from way back, and to see them still competing very well against each other is awesome.
For sure.
Yeah.
Azalea, anything you want to say about this one?
I mean, not only standouts from previous seasons, previous legacy champions. They're both doing great this season. So it really is kind of interesting to see two teams that are both in playoff positions clash and end up with a tie. And I would say there's nothing too out of the ordinary for classes. It's kind of sprinkling a couple of different classes that players might feel more comfortable on than others, but I think overall it's always interesting to see how ties happen, and this one to see the 3 wins but a sweep and a 3-1 to keep it a tie.
Yeah. Anything else anyone wants to say about this match? As usual, we do love to feature ties here in Hearthcenter because it shows how stacked the level can be.
Yes.
Especially if you're a fan of the number 2. Look how many 2s are on screen right now.
Yeah, also true. Okay, so let's take a look at the standings. Chicken, what are the standings for Legacy looking like?
So, starting at the Gold Conference, we have the Last Dance all the way up at 115 points. Then in second place, we have Dad Legend at 92. Third, we have STD at 91 points. Then following them are Big W Esports at 75 points. Right below them are Defias at 72. Then rounding out the Gold Conference, we have 10-gallon R Hats at 68 points. And moving over to the Red Conference, we have actually a fairly similar breakdown. Near the top, we have APM, a Posse Missing, at 120 points. Then a similarly placed second place team, Just Pimpin' at 93 points, with F2L White following them fairly closely behind at 89 points. Below them are ET Cthulhu at 81 points in fourth place. In fifth, we have the Stubbs at 80 points. And in sixth place in Red Conference, we have the Blind Bandits at 56.
Nice. So, with 2 more weeks remaining, which teams would you say stand a great chance of making it, Chicken?
I think the Last Dance and a Posse Missing have a pretty good chance of making playoffs.
Fair.
Is it the top 3 from each conference?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes it kind of easy. Yeah, there's a bit of there's obviously a huge disparity between like the top team in each conference and everyone else. But there's also a bit of a gap between like the second and third place teams, and then kind of the 4th through 6th, with both Dad Legend and STD having a bit of a lead over, say, Big W Esports, and then on the other side, Just Pimpin' and F2L White have a little bit of a cushion on ET Cthulhu. But there are still 2 weeks left in Legacy, right?
That's my mistake. It's just Pro that has 2 weeks left.
Okay.
Both Hero and Legacy are in their last week.
Okay, so yeah, it will be cool, especially because Big W Esports only has 19 points left to gain on the week. It'll be quite tough for any of the Gold Conference teams that are currently out of a spot to make it in. Red Conference is a little bit closer. ET Cthulhu and Destubs are a little bit more within striking distance, but at the same time, it would certainly take quite a strong week from either of them, and for F2L White to have a down week, which of course is always possible. But yeah, certainly their chances. It's a little bit of an uphill battle for them, but certainly doable.
Fair. I would usually ask each person what team makes it, but this does seem like a pretty hard to get through, and I think Chicken did a great analysis. So all I'm going to say is, does anyone disagree with Chicken and feel like we should be taking something else into account?
Nah, as much as I hate to say it, Big W's cooked. It's just not our season.
I think ET Cthulhu has somewhat of a chance to make it in over F2L White, since F2L White's facing the top team in red. But still, that's just a very close conference.
Yeah. Fair. So, shall we move on to our Legacy player power rankings?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay, so the person reading our Legacy player power ranking, I believe, is Geranium. So Geranium, tell us, who made Legacy PPR?
Of course, starting off with the honorable mentions, we've got G-Kick at 4-2. Rymiot is at 3-3. Rocked U is at 5-1, which seems strange, but that does come with a DQ win. Dragon Rider is at 3-3, and Rom Mexico at 4-2. But then the top 10, we've got Pastor at 5-1 with a 15-9 game record. Nice Jewish Owl comes in at 3-2, 13-12 game record. Jammies is at 4-2 with a 14-9 game record. Seventh goes to Neji Boston at 4-2 with a 15-8 game record. Sixth is Dr. Bomdi, 4-2 with a 16-10 game record. Next, You Kitten Me, undefeated, 6-0, 18-7 game record. And that's not going to change because Always Just in Time also 6-0, 18-8 game record. And our players of the week for just this reason, Epicat, 6-0, 18-6 game record. F. Srirachi 1, 6-0, 18-8 game record. And our number one on PPR this week is 6-0 with Caleb EM and a 18-6 game record. Crazy season.
So many people at 6-0 in Legacy. I don't think I've seen that in quite a while. Especially given that we have one more week to go.
Usually you'd see these players play each other, but a lot of them are on the same team, so.
Yeah. Now, anyone else wants to talk about Legacy PPR or Legacy as a whole before we move back to our main screen?
I mean, like it was mentioned already, seeing the top three Legacy PPR all be on the same team is kind of crazy. I don't think that that's happened in. I can't think of a season off the top of my head that that's ever happened in. And seeing 5 players at 6-0 is just, it still blows my mind. Legacy has been so crazy this season, and I'm super excited for getting our last week done before finals because it's going to be a crazy series.
For sure.
Yeah, it feels a lot like the season that the Shakers won in Wild, because that time I think they had 3, maybe even 4 undefeated players. And, you know, of course they topped the power rankings, but that's a series with no PR. So the fact that there's this kind of team in the PR series is crazy.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, given all we've seen so far, why don't we move back to our main screen where we're going to have our commercial and a fun question. So I'm going to start with a question and then L-Bomb is going to read the commercial. So our question, and try to get it, it's very hard. I would say this is one of the hardest ones. So the question is, how many mage portraits feature Jaina?
Oh my god. This.
Are we counting the Murloc Jaina?
Yes, Murloc Jaina is in.
Okay.
So while we think of all the Jaina portraits we can, L-Bomb, why don't you read us our commercial?
All right. Yo, 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 yo. Hey there, Twitch viewers. Have you yet decreed to Team Hearth League yet? Then make today the day to subscribe yourself to our channel. This subscription enables our team to smother the costs of operating our website, as well as improve the quality of our Runeterra content to our Jainas. If you have Amazon Plague or Twitch Plague, you can subscribe to the channel for free. Slug Scribbers will also get a THL emoticon, as well as a normal THL chat badge. So flip that gums up button and make sure you crumbs our streams. We appreciate each and every one of you. Frosty note to our viewers, smirk out THL's other social media plagues of interest. Website, teamhearthleague.com. Follow us on Twitter at THLHS. Join us on Discord at Team Hearth League. Face us on Hearthstone, Plague DK number 270, as well as a normal THL chat badge. The true Hearthstone sub-legend ranked Geranium continues to toast all of our videos on our YouTube channel. Just search for Team Hearth League to see some things previously recorded. Or don't. We will not check. You are better, but not worse watching us on our Twitch channel, or possibly on your YouTube, Cran Apple yet. And for all you NHL fans out there, there are NJ Fan one-match shows most days of the weekdays. You can go wrong not turning in at any time for that Lorcana-related content. Now back to the good part. Ka-chow.
Ka-chow, that was a great read, L-Bomb.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I'm glad I could provide such incredible content for you.
So, L-Bomb, I'll ask you, how many Jaina portraits would you guess there are?
Oh no, this is cheating. You're gonna make me go first? I didn't have time to think. I was reading the commercial.
That's the idea.
I'm gonna say 14 off the top of my head. That's maybe a little high.
Okay. Chicken,
Like
any
half range for
guesses?
it.
Oh, I am going to guess 8.
Okay. Geranium, any guesses?
Well, between 8 and 14, I'm going to guess 15.
Okay. Azalea.
Oh man, there's a lot of Gina portraits. I'm gonna say 19.
Well, you were, both you and Geranium were the closest. The answer is 17 Jaina portraits.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh.
Dang, I thought I was
Not
high.
surprised.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
So yeah.
Does
But
that include like Frostlich Jaina and stuff like
did
that?
not count Frostlich.
No, those are
Wow, that's even without the hero. That's even without the hero card. That's crazy.
Yeah, but you know what's actually a really cool one? The new Jaina Legendary one. And do you know how you can
Yes.
get it? We are having a special tournament this week. We're having our THL Deep Home Open or something, and the winner of this tournament may get either 15 Delve into Deep Home packs or a Justice Jaina Legendary bundle.
Wait,
So,
really? I didn't know that.
oh yeah, it's brand
do
new.
wanna
We're
see
announcing it
Justin
right
Jaina
now.
That's why I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was the only one who knew because I was given to check
You got
Yeah.
the
if
sneak
everything was
peek.
good. I literally just had to check if everything was in the correct spots and everything was good.
So Azalea will post a link to the tournament in chat here, and I will be posting it as an
Okay.
announcement very soon. But yeah, this is a new tournament we're doing. It's a single elimination, straightforward, standard conquest best of 5. So get ready for this. This weekend, this Sunday, special tournament incoming.
Sunday.
And Saturday.
So I hope you're all looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what people cook up, especially because this will be a tournament in interesting meta state where we haven't had a stable THL meta yet, and it's welcome for everyone. Anyone can sign up. Just bring your favorite lineup and go for it. Or bring your non-favorite lineup. Bring the worst decks. It is your choice. You can do whatever you'd like. So with that small surprise out of the way, should we move on to Pro Series?
Indeed.
And as a reminder, Azalea has posted the link. You can sign up there if you're interested.
Yep.
This-
I also have to bounce now. I have something to do, but
No
I
worries.
guess quick announcement because I happen to notice that we're gonna have a couple of match shows this weekend, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Stay
Go
tuned
watch.
for a lot of our shows. Watch them.
Yep.
Make sure you share them. And let's move on to Pro, where our first match we're going to talk about is the staff of the 4 Dubs and Owl facing all possible means. And let's have Elbomb tell us about this one.
Yeah, so I was able to witness this match in real time since this is my team that I play for Pro Series. So it started out as relatively even. I believe Stinzy, Copa went first, and then Nice Jewish Owl. So we were like relatively even. And then I had an unfortunate 2-3, and Hustle had an unfortunate 2-3. So we could have swung the match in our favor. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, which I do think is pretty funny because we were in the lead in our series with a losing record. So we finally got bumped down a peg to, I think, where we were supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of Druid brings, as in Legacy. Lots of Rogue brings. Not as many Druid bans, which I do think was pretty interesting. But it was a relatively interesting week. It just unfortunately, or fortunately, if you're an APM enjoyer, was swung the towards APM at the very end.
Fair. Geranium, anything you want to say about this one?
Yeah, this is really just a show of all the differences in druids specifically that people have been bringing. Nature druid, Highlander druid with a few duplicates, Treant druid, Dragon druid, and to see that flexibility amongst all these different players really shows the individuality as well. The fact that the fact that Owl is still bringing Naga Mage after all this time is definitely a very nice Jewish Owl move as well. So yeah, I mean, this is just I just think a lot of the classes here are very cool, including the Undead Warlock, which is usually Thaddeus Warlock from Faux Show. A wide breadth of the meta.
For sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Chicken, anything you want to say about this one that we're missing?
Other, I just found it kind of funny how this is like the maximum amount of points you can have in a match with everyone going 3-2.
It's true.
And a total of 30 points across both teams here. You know, pretty useful. Well, maybe not so useful for APM, but quite useful for the staff of the 4 dubs to still get 12 points in a loss here.
Yeah.
Only winning, and getting 12 points when they only won a single match. You know, you might not even see a team get 12 points when they win 2 matches. So, you know, even though they didn't get too many wins here, good on them to keep grinding out all those game wins and all those points to keep themselves in the playoff race.
For sure. Now, Chicken, stick with us to tell us about this final match of the night where we have Aussie Pro Mafia facing the opportunistic pro players. This was a close one. What happened there, Chicken?
Yeah, it is. It has unfortunately gone from bad to worse for for APM this season. Unfortunately, still falling a bit short in this week against OPP, but certainly credit to OPP for getting the win here. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying it. I quite enjoy the Paladin brings. It seems to be eating a decent amount of bans in this match. You know, it was banned like 3 out of its 4 appearances here. So, you know, even just like bringing it is quite a terror to your opponents. So yeah, everyone should bring Paladin. It's it'll do great. And well, obviously King Viking, when his Paladin was not banned, got a win with it. So it is a 100% bring our 100% ban slash win rate.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just looking at the lineups on APM, I would say shocking amount of warlocks. I believe, well, actually not too shocking. Like the sludge warlock looks like was mostly brought here, which is the other warlock
This
we're
was
seeing.
pre-patch.
Oh, okay, that is shocking. But I guess like maybe it was like a little bit underplayed pre-patch anyways, because you know people were just starting to kind of realize the pretty crazy synergy with Popgar and Crescendo once you have once you have some of that fatigue damage built up, because yeah, that's kind of like you can AoE the board for like 6 and heal to full, and also hit your opponent for 6 just kind of haphazardly. So yeah, no, like that deck is certainly, I think, going to be on the rise going forward, and certainly something to look out for in your matches.
For sure. Geranium, anything you want to say here?
Oh yeah. I mean, first thing I want to do is separate from the match results here. I do want to congratulate Maxibon on getting to number one legend. I think both pre and post mini set. Yeah, just great results and of course here in this in this match the XL HL Hound Hunter coming out is some of the creativity that when I look through opportunistic pro players weeks, like I really do see them bring some spicy lists every single week, and yeah, does not disappoint.
Yeah, I've never seen the term cleave hunter before.
That was the nerf deck.
Was it? Oh, okay. I just hadn't seen it be called cleave hunter, I guess.
It's
I'd
the
seen it
Jarman
by
guard.
a few other names.
I think it got classified as Hound Hunter pretty often because a lot of times what would happen is you would just curve into a Hound and then play always a bigger Jormungandr. I don't know if there was enough data for it to be classified as like Cleave
Okay.
Hunter every time.
Okay, yeah, I remember seeing, I think it was Nine Eyebrows play this deck on ladder and just like slam his opponent for 1,000,000 damage just like from hand.
Yep,
Yeah, it's so fun.
it is what you do. Anything anyone else wants to say about this match? So with that, let's take a look at our pro standings. L-Bomb, what is pro looking like after this match?
So pro between both series, we'll start with the Black Conference since it's on the left. We have Staff of the Four Dubs and Owl at 85 points, F2L at 82, Aussie Pro Mafia at 78, Imposters at 70, and AFG Pros at 45. Then completely flipping the script into the Pink Conference, we have Brushy Tuna at 126, The Last Dance at 121, Cheesemongers United at 114, All Possible Means at 90, and OPP at 67.
Nice. Still 2 weeks to go, so I'm not going to ask us to take a look at who's making it from each conference. There's still quite a bit to go on this week. But any final comments anyone wants to share before we look at Pro PPR?
I do think Pro is a pretty open field right now. I think at least in the Black Conference, there's a chance for like basically any team except unfortunately AFG to take it. So it should be pretty competitive, and we should see some really interesting matches in the next 2 weeks.
For sure. Now, let's take a look at PPR. And I want to ask Chicken to tell us who made Pro PPR.
I will gladly do that, Lewis. So, starting from our honorable mentions in Pro, we have Parawax at 5-2. We have Seth at 3-2. Next up, we have Oddlaw at 4-2. Above them is Wild9 at 6-1. And rounding out our honorable mentions is none other than Ron Mexico at 5-1. Then moving into our top 10, we have Stinzy at 4-2. We have Lotus Knight at 5-1. We have Pyrolama at 6-1. We have Donkey at 5-1 with only 3 game losses. I want to add, which is pretty insane. Which means he has swept all of his wins.
That is crazy.
Then at 6th place we have Neji Boston, also at 5-1, and we have Pilot 712 at 4-3, which I don't fully understand.
Nope.
But I'm sure it was some very, very, very difficult opponents, but it was just like pretty hilarious to look at.
Oh yeah.
Then we have Agent PWE at 5-1. Then moving on to our 3 undefeated players, we have Dreadeye at 6-0 with an 18-7 game score. We have Mick Banterface with an 18-8 game score, and the number 1 player in Pro is Aquaman with another 18-7 game score. So congrats to everyone who made the Pro player power rankings. And if it didn't make it, as always, it's never your fault. It is the algorithm's fault. You've been given the wrong matches. Your
rigged.
matches didn't count for enough points.
Yeah,
You
it
should
was
have been
rigged.
given more points. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, no, it's just rigged.
It is.
You DM Marty, and by that you mean DM NHL NJ Fan 1. That's NHL NJ Fan 1.
Yeah. So let's move back to the main screen after that for our checkout question. And we're going to do a bit of a fun checkout question, something we haven't done in a while. So my question to you is, what is the best non-Cthulhu hero skin? I'm going to remove Cthulhu because Cthulhu is better than everything else. Let's be honest here. But what is your favorite hero skin? Basically, what do you like to use? What do you think is a really cool one? And I'm going to start with Chicken. Chicken, what is your favorite hero skin?
I am so glad you asked, Lotus. My favorite hero skin at the moment, I'd say, is the Scholar Jaina skin from the one you get from, I believe, Scholomance Academy.
Yeah.
From like the Jaina like solo adventure thing, sort of. From then, that one's my favorite. I mean, I've always been like a huge Jaina fan. She's like definitely my favorite mage portrait by far, and I like the Scholar one. She has some pretty good emotes, especially the greetings. The so good to see you is one of my favorites.
Nice. And Elbom, what is your favorite hero skin?
I think I'm tied between two. So I think if I gotta pick a number one, it's gotta go to the new Edwin skin. I love Edwin as a character. I think the Brotherhood's super cool, and I just did not like his other two skins. And now we got the Bandit Edwin. He's got the mask over his face. He's in a nice, cool, open mountain background. Like he's got that bag of coins. I don't know. I think all of his voice lines are great. I think the actual art on the portrait's great, and it's Edwin. Who doesn't like Edwin?
Fair. And what is your other one?
The Demon Hunter, the Death Knight Arana skin. I love the colors. It's so pretty.
Fair.
Yeah, like to be clear, a lot of people don't like Edwin. Like
Yeah. But they're all
there's like a lot of
them.
people don't like Edwin.
No,
I mean,
Edwin's
maybe
so cool. Why wouldn't you like him?
Yeah. Why indeed.
Edwin's done nothing wrong, and he's not ruined any formats ever, and they've never needed to nerf the card. He was beautiful and perfect from release until now.
Fair. Geranium, what is your call for best skin?
Okay. Gotta say, I don't usually have favorite skins because I don't have the money to purchase skins. I would maybe sometimes say like a toxic skin. Like unfortunately, I'd say a hiya friend or a hello. But I think instead of that, I'm going to think back to one of my favorite voice lines, and that is Illidan Stormrage saying, "I feel the pain of 10,000 years," and just spamming that when you attack someone feels amazing. So I don't know what skin that is, but that's my favorite.
Fair. I will say I really like N'Zoth Warlock skin. I think
That's a classic, yeah.
It's so cool. Feeling like you're playing an old god while facing your opponent is always fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
You said no Cthulhu. You said, I'll choose the other old god, though.
Yeah, I mean, Cthulhu is the best one. Objectively, there's no question.
The showrunner makes the rules.
Listen, but is Cthulhu eating a hamburger in his hero portrait art? Yeah, that's what I thought. Burger Uther stays winning.
Hamburger. Yeah, I actually forgot to mention that maybe Stalwart Carriel is my actual favorite, but
Not Cooking Reno?
Oh, Cooking Reno is... There's so many good ones.
I don't
we
have
didn't
Cooking
bring
Reno
up
type of
Rafam.
money.
The Rafam skin is great.
Rafam skin is great. I didn't buy it at the time. It is great. But
Man, Hearthstone's got so many good skins.
it has some great skins. So, as a reminder, you can get a special Jaina skin if you win the tournament, and it is a pretty cool one. So, keep your eyes out for that. With that said, that is it for us in Hearthcenter. I want to wish you all a good night. We will be back next week, and we have a lot of match shows incoming. So, DM us if you want to play on stream. Sign up for the tournament, and we will see you all soon. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.